buddy Tony Schiavone, joined this week by Johnny Weaver. You are ringside with the National Wrestling Alliance. And Johnny, we start out our program today with some of the champions. Of course, the world six-man tag team champions are in the ring, but in this match, it will be Crusher Khrushchev taking on Mark Fleming.
It's a pleasure to be on your national television show, Tony, and we got a lot of news about a lot of the top stars of the NWA, the Major League of Professional Wrestling, and talking about some of the top stars, there's three men in the ring right there, the world six-man tag team champions with Crusher Khrushchev going to take on Mark Fleming in this match. A lot of controversy around the Russians right now. And the flag that they stole, Tony, it doesn't set too well with a lot of the fans. A lot of the wrestlers it doesn't set too well with. And I think one of the men that doesn't set too well with is Sergeant Slaughter, a man from the United States Marine Corps that really stands up for the American flag. And, of course, with Slaughter and with any number of other couple individuals like Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA, the Raging Bull, and the list goes on and on, would make formidable opponents for the three Russians.
No doubt about that. We have a jam-packed arena here for Worldwide Wrestling. As you see Nikita Koloff and Ivan Koloff down on the floor, and Crusher Khrushchev to work in the ring. And since the opening bell of this match, it's been nothing but kicks. It's been nothing but forearm blows, as you see Crusher Khrushchev. And, of course, his story, Johnny, is a unique one. He, of course, was born in Russia. He was raised here in America. His father an American, his mother a Russian, but he completely abandoned the American way of thinking and, of course, has turned allegiance with the Soviet Union.
And along with Ivan and Nikita outside, the Russians, all big, strong individuals. They really train hard and prepare themselves well for matches. Great condition, great physical condition, the Russian athletes, these three men right here, and they make formidable opponents for anybody. Of course, they got the American flag that they flaunt around a lot of the arenas. Doesn't set too well with the likes of Sergeant Slaughter and other individuals.
Right now, Crusher Khrushchev taking the measure of Mark Fleming as he draped Fleming across that top rope and just used the top rope to his advantage. Continues to kick on Mark Fleming, and I mean the fans are really against Crusher Khrushchev as he works on Fleming in the ring. Now up against the turnbuckle. Moving away that time was Fleming, and I think maybe he caught the Russian by surprise. Fleming tried his best to see what he can do with a much bigger man.
Crusher Khrushchev right to the eyes. Not only did the Russians believe in a lot of training, but they believe in addition got a lot of punishment. Oh, there's that sickle, Tony. A Russian sickle cut Mark Fleming right down on the mat. It goes.
That's right, Johnny. He had the Russian sickle, and that now looks like the Cobra hold. The Cobra that he's putting on Mark Fleming. How many times have we seen wrestlers go out from this one?
And the Russians doing well, and Crusher Khrushchev is about to wind up with a victory here. The referee, Tommy Young, has called for the victory. Mark Fleming is out. The other Russians in the ring to win the match. Crusher Khrushchev. Here we're going to see it once again. Coming off the ropes, Mark Fleming. The big Russian Crusher Khrushchev right there sticks out of the arm like a tree limb. A Russian sickle cuts him right down. From there to the Cobra hold of the winner, Crusher Khrushchev.
Fans, as you well know, U.S. heavyweight champion Wahoo McDaniel has been still after the NWA World Heavyweight title held by Nature Boy Ric Flair. And just recently, right here on Nationwide TV, he has requested that Flair put up the NWA World Heavyweight title in an Indian strap match. What Wahoo says is his kind of match. Well, we have a response from that request from NWA President Bob Geigel. Let's go right now to Bob Geigel. His reply to Wahoo McDaniel's request for a strap match for the world's heavyweight title.
This is one.
Back, fans, for Worldwide Wrestling. As you know, right before our commercial break, we heard from National Wrestling Alliance President Bob Geigel about the Indian strap match for the world's heavyweight title. And, of course, he said no way, absolutely no way he could condone a world's heavyweight title match for the NWA World Heavyweight title in an Indian strap match. Well, Wahoo McDaniel had his own opinion about that. And after the announcement by Bob Geigel, we're going to let you look at what happened as a result. Let's go right now to take a look at... Well, fans, it's obvious by that. You can see the disagreement between Wahoo McDaniel and Ric Flair has turned into just more than a feud. Let's take a look now at Silver Star 85 and an update from Bob Cottle. As you see, Dick Slater, Avalanche, Buzz Tyler, and their partner, Magnum TA, as they'll be going up against Joel Eaton, Doug Vines, and the Golden Terra. And what a team that is in the left of your screen, Johnny Weaver. Right now, Dick Slater in the ring, and his two partners.
Dick Slater, the unpredictable one, the man who's been running havoc over a lot of opponents for a long, long time in the NWA. Right now, he's got his back up against the wall because he's wrestling under a bounty put on his head by one J.J. Dillon. And now we understand, you know, there was always some kind of a friendship deal there between J.J. Dillon, number one Paul Jones. Could never understand that because usually managers don't like each other. But these two guys have got along pretty good together. We understand now that the Barbarian, out of the camp of Paul Jones, is kind of interested in getting that bounty that's on Slater's head right now. Of course, Slater, with his partner Magnum TA, a man that's possessed to get that U.S. title, and I think he's got just enough drive to be successful in getting that U.S. title around his waist. And Buzz Tyler been around a long time and loved by a lot of the fans in our area.
Dick Slater obviously afraid of no man and tied up right now with Joel Eaton. And here comes the big man, 280 pounds, as he calls of rock, stomp, and get him. And that is Avalanche Buzz Tyler. Working quite well, I should say, as a six-man combination.
And when Buzz Tyler puts that Avalanche slam on him, he gets him. And six-man tag team action, fast and furious all the way. You can imagine the three Russians with Kolos and Khrushchev in there. And six-man tag team action is really wild, and we're seeing it really wild right now.
We have yet to see the third man of the combination, Magnum TA, come in.
All right, here he comes. Yo, man, listen to our crowd. Listen to our crowd scream for this young man when they made the tag right here, Tony.
No doubt about it. Magnum TA tied up by Doug Vines, and Vines now working him over in the turnbuckle. Doug Vines, a lot more weight than Magnum TA, but I don't think he has the quickness. And what a back flip that time.
Oh, he must have been 7 feet in the air. Look at our fans. A good shot of the fans right there. And they love this young man. They've really taken him to their hearts. And he goes all out for the fans.
Magnum TA now working on the arm of Doug Vines, and now working him in what they consider to be the right corner. Talking about unpredictable. Here goes Dick Slater. What's he going to do? What a big elbow. Down on Doug Vines.
He will certainly have to be unpredictable against the Barbarian, because the Barbarian is just no style at all. Just maul, kick, and stomp. And if anybody's going to get that bounty, he may have the right man in the Barbarian.
Well, of course, we saw James J. Dillon right here on Nationwide TV talk to Paul Jones, and we thought that the Barbarian would come into the picture as a bounty hunter, and that's exactly what has happened. Now we're taking a look at the big man, Avalanche Buzz Tyler, working on the forehead of big Doug Vines. Now, there are two big men in the ring. Watch them collide. Oh, a big knee.
Buzz Tyler from South Carolina, and the pride of South Carolina. He is real. Oh! Belly-to-belly suplex. And that cut done. Magnum TA put him away.
The winner of the match, Magnum TA, Dick Slater, and Avalanche Buzz Tyler with that body-to-body suplex. Johnny, let's take a look at it again.
Here you see Magnum. He whips Doug Vines into the ropes, and there it is, that body-to-body suplex. It's only needed a 3 count there.
We'll be right back with more right after these commercial messages about the worldwide wrestling events coming to your area. In Floyd, Virginia, at the Floyd County High School Gym of Supercard on Friday, March the 29th at 8:15. It's Silver Star 85 coming to the Greensboro Coliseum. Saturday, March the 16th at 8:15. You can't miss this one. Silver Star 85 coming to the Greensboro Coliseum. It's a superstar studded card at the Roanoke Civic Center. Sunday, March the 24th in Roanoke on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Avalanche Buzz Tyler, Arn Anderson, Pistol Bez Watley, Nature Boy Buddy Landell. You'll see Crusher Khrushchev and Ivan Koloff against Don Cornetto and the Raging Bull Manny Fernandez. On the card, Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant takes on superstar Billy Graham with Paul Jones. TV title, 20-minute match, Dusty Rhodes against the champion Tully Blanchard along with Baby Doll. Also, you'll see Magnum TA take on the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff. As we said, Jimmy Valiant takes on superstar Billy Graham along with Paul Jones.
Let me tell you something, Valiant. You get on TV and you make
a lot of promises. You're making promises that you'll never be able to keep. And a superstar is going to make sure that you fail at everything you attempt.
Crush him with a 22-inch 5,000, the superstar Billy Graham, the kung fu master of the entire universe.
You'll see Crusher Khrushchev, Nikita Koloff take on Don Cornetto and the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, and you'll see Magnum TA take on this man right here, the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff.
First of all, the pride of the USA and the Raging Bull. You say that you were a Vietnam vet. If you want to know what the back lines are, it's going to be right there against me and my partner, Nikita Koloff. And then I'm going to come out when I watch Ivan terrorize Magnum TA.
You know, this Magnum TA's credential speaks for itself. He's been a champion many, many times throughout the world. But you know, Magnum TA, you're a good-looking guy as far as the American people looking at you. And I know they'll be out there with their American flags, waving it, trying to upset me. But Magnum TA, you're not going to be so pretty-looking after I'm done with you in Roanoke.
20-minute match, TV title, $10,000. Tully Blanchard with Baby Doll against the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
You know, Tony, Silver Star, 85, Greensboro Coliseum. Dusty Rhodes said if he gets beat, he won't wrestle anymore. So, ladies and gentlemen, I got an announcement to make. Roanoke Civic Center, I'll still be the NWA television champion, but I may have to have a different opponent because Dusty Rhodes has let his mouth overload you-know-what. But the Roanoke Civic Center, you can bet your can, Baby Doll and Tully Blanchard will be walking down that aisle.
Back at ringside, Arn Anderson in the ring against Sam Houston. Arn Anderson, John, first time we've seen him here on Worldwide Wrestling, but he brings quite a reputation with him.
He sure has an established background, that's for sure. And being out of the Anderson family, you know, he's a cousin of Ole and Gene. And that's quite a lot right there. Got to have a lot of wrestling background, or you've been an Anderson or around the Anderson family. And he's an established star already, and we're going to see how he fares right now against Sam Houston.
Well, Arn Anderson working on Sam Houston. Good move there. And Sam Houston now has Arn Anderson reeling back to the turnbuckles. You know, Arn Anderson says that Ole is here today.
Well, we haven't seen him in our studio, but hopefully we will. The Anderson brothers have named Vince synonymous with wrestling fans for a long, long time. But you know, Tony, when you mention the Anderson brothers' name, another name immediately pops up, and that is of NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair, and has his hands quite full right now with number one contender Wahoo McDaniels, United States Heavyweight Champion, and they've had a lot of confrontations, and it's kind of went beyond the realm of just a challenge anymore.
That's right.
It's just a knockdown, drag-out battle between these two.
Well, I think all of our wrestling fans will recognize that move. Of course, the Anderson brothers, especially Ole Anderson, they were famous for working on one part of the body, working on the arm. And, of course, now we can tell that Arn Anderson is doing the same thing here, Johnny, now slamming Sam Houston on that arm.
Yes, that's a patented move of the Anderson brothers for sure. Put that arm behind a man in a hammerlock position, slam all of his weight down on the arm, and they won many a match with that. And it looks like Arn Anderson has just picked up the patent.
We remind all our fans to stay right with us. We will talk to many of the top stars here today. You will see in action superstar Billy Graham and many, many other top stars. Right now, though, Arn Anderson working on Sam Houston, and I mean he is just content on punishing Houston and using all of his force down on that left arm.
So many times we witnessed the Anderson brothers in the same maneuvers in the ring. Grab that opponent, take it towards their corner, work on that arm, slam him on it like we're going to see another one here. Arn Anderson has him up.
Obviously, he's in here for one thing, Johnny, and that is to hurt Sam Houston. Maybe he wants to show the wrestling world something.
I think Sam Houston has taken just about all this punishment that has been dished out by Arn Anderson. He can. Yes, there's the bell. Another one of the match. Arn Anderson.
And it came from a submission. It came from a submission working on that left arm of Sam Houston. And, Johnny, it was another win for the youngster, Arn Anderson. Okay, fans, we have received thousands of letters, the National Wrestling Alliance, Jim Crockett Promotions, on the confrontation between one half of the NWA World Tag Team Champions, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and, of course, Baby Doll, the perfect 10 of NWA Television Champion, Tully Blanchard. We thought all of our fans would like to see, once again, that confrontation. You've called, you've written in. Let's take a look at Dusty Rhodes and Baby Doll once again. With NWA Television Champion Tully Blanchard and Baby Doll, and of course, Tully has held on this title longer than any man in the history of wrestling. However,
everybody knows I'm the longest reigning NWA Television Champion in the history of the NWA. Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, 2-time World Heavyweight Champion. Are you proud of yourself, Dusty? You want to come in the ring after I've already wrestled a hard match and defeated my opponent. And then you want to come in, oh, come on, let's wrestle. Yeah, that's just like you, big man, macho man Dusty Rhodes, and then you got to strike a woman. Well, Dusty Rhodes, I'm speaking loud because I know you can't hear out of that ear. And Dusty Rhodes, I told you never, ever to touch Baby Doll ever again. And then you slapped her, Dusty Rhodes. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to chase you. You've been chasing me for the television championship for a long time. Now I'm chasing you. You got all these people hollering 0. These people wouldn't know a 10 if it walked up in front of them. Well, I'm telling you what, you people are looking at 2 10s right here. Nationwide television. Dusty Rhodes, if it's Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Miami Beach, Denver, I don't care. Dusty Rhodes, you're going to be mine, and you're going to be all mine. And when you're down, I'm going to have Baby Doll step over you, and she's going to paintbrush you like the dog that you are, Dusty Rhodes, and what you deserve. Because Dusty Rhodes, no man from Texas, no man can claim he's from Texas and would hit a Texas 10 like that. Dusty Rhodes, you're going to be mine, and this is only going to be a glimpse, just a glimpse in your dreams at night when you roll over and you say, oh, I didn't mean it, Tully Blanchard. I started something I shouldn't have. But Dusty Rhodes, Baby Doll is mine, and you never touch her.
Rhodes, I'm going to scratch your eyes out. People.
It's obvious that music means only one thing, Johnny Weaver, and that is the man who says he's the Kung Fu champion of the world. We're talking about superstar Billy Graham along with Paul Jones in the ring in this match against Frank Lane.
Did you see the biceps on that superstar Billy Graham and that full Nelson that he possesses? Nobody's been able to break it or get out of it. Paul Jones put up a lot of money for anybody to get out of that full Nelson. Of course, Paul Jones has his hands full because the Boogie Woogie Man is back.
Jimmy, the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant is who you're talking about, Johnny Weaver. No doubt about it. He is back, and he is after one man, the man he calls the Weasel, Paul Jones. But Paul Jones has a couple of big men in front of him. One man right here, and the other man, of course, the Barbarian.
Jones has certainly surrounded himself with an arsenal of strength and determination, and of course, look at the punishment they dish out. This being superstar Billy Graham and the Barbarian is no different.
So far, since the opening bell, it's been old superstar Billy Graham really setting the man up with those kung fu chops and then using the power of those biceps to clamp down on him. Working on Frank Lang. Into the turnbuckle he goes. And I tell you what, you're talking about a massive, rough man. Superstar Billy Graham is at the top of the list. Combine that with that man right there, Paul Jones. Some combination.
Yes, sir. Early in this match, he just overpowered, and there's a full Nelson. He's got Frank Lane caught the full Nelson, and he's got him back in the center of the ring. And I don't see any way out for Frank Lane right here. Superstar's already overpowered him. There is a submission. And the winner of the match is superstar Billy Graham with a full Nelson.
No doubt about it. Paul Jones now picking up Frank Lang and superstar Billy Graham. And Paul Jones kills the Boogie Woogie Man, Tony. It's Jimmy Valiant in the ring.
The Boogie Woogie Man. And he's laying off the ladder. Into the turnbuckle.
He has taken care of superstar Billy Graham. And he's working on Paul Jones. hurt right now. He is down as the Barbarian continues to work. You see Tommy Young, a third time. Here comes Bud Tyler. Here comes the Raging Bull. Finally, out of the ring they go. Jimmy Valiant came into the ring, and we'll be back with more action. It really makes this man's blood boil. Of course, the unpredictable Dick Slater. However, many men have come in, many men have tried, and many men have failed to take him out of professional wrestling. But now there is the Barbarian on that list.
You know, first of all, it seems to me I'm on a one-man crusade. The Barbarian. Second of all, I'm not wrestling for any title. And I don't have any title to defend. But what I do have is a lot of pride. Months and months ago, James J. Dillon proceeded upon himself to take a lot of individuals out of professional wrestling. Well, he singled out one man and one man only, and he singled out Dick Slater. Now, whether I have one fan, two fans, no fans, or a whole lot of fans in this area, all over this country, a lot of men have tried to base their reputation on taking out a great individual. Well, I am not a stepping stone for any man at all. As a matter of fact, Barbarian, if you want to pin my shoulders to the mat, that's one thing, but I know what you're here for. You're here to take me out again, James Dillon. And now Paul Jones has got his 2 cents into it, too. Well, Silver Star could be the finish of me or the start of a new regime. The Dick Slater is going the last straw with you, Barbarian. And I am tired of J.J. Dillon. See, J.J. Dillon, I've been on you like flies on a garbage can. And it's gone too far. Now, if you want to take me out of professional wrestling, I'm giving you one more chance, James Dillon. And one more chance only. And I will, if I have to, take a baseball bat to a man that calls himself a wrestler that isn't a wrestler, he's an animal. If I got to be an animal, well, that's exactly what I'm going to be, Tony. And Barbarian, I will see you at Silver Star, and I'll be ready.
Okay, let's go to the ring for some more great action here today. And Johnny, you know, we talk about superstar Billy Graham, about the Barbarian. Look at this man, the great Kabuki, in the ring with Paul Jones.
Mysterious individual, and a lot of martial arts in this man's arsenal. Of course, it leads me back to one thing. Jones had heard about Valiant coming back, and he is really surrounding himself with some protection. Just look at this individual. We have seen Kabuki before. He's a mysterious individual, and all of a sudden, mysteriously, he was gone. Now, Tony, your program is nationwide, and who has Paul Jones got back? With the green mist blowing, Kabuki.
The great Kabuki, and I mean, what a surprise to see him in the ring, of course, against Mike Fever here. And what a demolition crew this guy is. Paul Jones is coming over with us, and here's Paul Jones.
I'm out here, and I want to make one thing clear. Jimmy Valiant is not very smart. And I'll tell you why. Number one, Valiant, I knew you'd be coming back. Number two, Valiant, is I warned you that things have changed. And I told you wherever I go, the Barbarian and the Superstar are going to be by my side. Now, Valiant, if you have any ideas of getting your hands on me, you better forget about it. I'm telling you right now, because you can't get to me. You can't get past my men. And I could almost laugh inside, Valiant, because you're like, every time you come towards me, there's a protective shield. So remember, Valiant, the shield is always will be there.
Words from Paul Jones. And Johnny, you know, we saw 2-on-1 in the ring moments ago with Valiant against Superstar Graham of the Barbarian. Paul has to be right. How can he take 3-on-1 when you add in the Kabuki?
Well, Jones has mentioned that he had seen that Valiant was going to come back, knowing he would be back at some time. Valiant, I'm sure, was well aware that Jones had Graham that Jones had the Barbarian. But boy, this is pulling a surprise by Paul Jones with having the kabuki here.
Well, it's obvious that Paul Jones is, I don't know if you can call him scared or not, but he surrounds himself now with three of the most awesome wrestlers in the entire world. Adding in the kabuki, he has to be very, very concerned.
And the kabuki, mature wrestler, a star for a long, long time. He's got that unorthodox style. You never know he's going to come with a chop, a karate kick. Look at this. He walks the ropes. He comes with nerve holes. He has his face all painted up. It's an awesome sight just to have to stand across the ring from and know you got to wrestle this man.
No doubt about it. The great kabuki, what a blow that was up against the side of the head and now on the chest of Mike Fever. Boy, the great kabuki. We saw a blow from a foot that time. And here it goes again. Set the man right down to the mat.
There was that patented kick of kabuki's. Steps in, locks up both legs. They'll turn him over in a Boston Crab right here.
That's right, Johnny, the Boston Crab, the kabuki pointing to the camera, and he's going to come away a winner here today on Worldwide Wrestling. Paul Jones with a big smile on his face as his man has won again.
And an awesome return for the great kabuki. A lot more wrestling he showed us in this match, and he comes away with a victory. We're going to see it, the beginning of the end for Mike Fever right here. Fever thought he had it going his way, but there's that patented kick of kabuki, and it was all over for Mike Fever, the winner of the great kabuki.
We'll be right back with more right after these commercial messages about the worldwide wrestling events coming to your area. Floyd, Virginia at the County High School Gym of Supercard, Friday, March 29th at 8:15. People in Floyd, gear up for a Supercard of Wrestling. It's Silver Star 85 coming to the Greensboro Coliseum. Saturday, March the 16th. The bell time there is 8:15. You can't miss Silver Star 85 at the Greensboro Coliseum. In the Roanoke Civic Center, Sunday, March the 24th, 7:30, a Supercard of Wrestling. Avalanche Buzz Saunders on the card. Arn Anderson, Pistol Pez Watley, Nature Boy Buddy Landell will be there. You'll see Crusher Khrushchev and Nikita Koloff against Don Cornetto and the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez. Superstar Billy Graham with Paul Jones takes on Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant for the TV title. $10,000, 20-minute match. Tully Blanchard of Baby Doll defends against the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and Magnum TA will take on Ivan Koloff. All in Roanoke. You'll see Superstar Billy Graham with Paul Jones against Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant.
Woo, you got that right, brother. The Boogie Man's back home, Stone Sober, matter of fact. On the 24th of March, Roanoke, brothers and sisters, get down with your Boogie Man. We gonna do it together. I'm coming for one reason only, brother. That's to hurt Paul Jones, put him out of commission, and then I'm gonna stay. Never leave again, people. Brothers and sisters, get behind your Boogie Man. Let's do it together. Woo, that's it. Right there.
You will see Magnum TA take on the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff.
You know, the people know my direction has been all gauged towards one Wahoo McDaniel, the United States Heavyweight Championship. And they know I've been real fired up for that. Well, now I'm going against Ivan Koloff, a man that represents Russia. He represents 1/3 of the world's six-man tag team champions. Well, let me tell you one thing from this boy right here from the USA. We have the finest wrestling champions in the world here, and I'm going to prove it to you and all those people out there in Roanoke. Gear up like you've never been geared up before, because I'm coming to take you out.
20-minute match, TV title, $10,000. Tully Blanchard with Baby Doll against Dusty Rhodes. I'm sure you heard Tully say you may not be there because of a stipulation during Silver Star.
You know, a lot of people say Dusty Rhodes might have backed himself into a corner, Roanoke Civic Center. I ain't gonna miss this, baby. I'm not gonna let you down, you understand? This is the day, the time, the event. 7:30, Roanoke Civic Center, Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. I'm gonna be walking in there, you understand, with the TV towel. I'm gonna be walking in there as the champion, and there's been a statement made that Baby Doll say, Dusty Rhodes and American Dream, I'm gonna scratch your eyes out. I still got him, and I'm gonna have him in Roanoke on the 24th of March. It's gonna be dynamite night, Jack.
Back at ringside, James J. Dillon and his new man, it's Nature Boy, Buddy Landell, as you see him taking off that very expensive robe of his, and Buddy Landell in against Keith Larson. Calls himself Nature Boy Buddy Landell, very flamboyant. Of course, there's another Nature Boy that we are well aware of, Johnny Weaver, and that's, of course, the heavyweight champion of the world.
He certainly is. And of course, he is a Ric Flair type individual. but there's only really one nature boy, and that's Ric Flair, until maybe this man proves himself or proves us otherwise. Now, being a top contender, being picked up by J.J. Dillon, J.J. Dillon being one of the most intelligent managers in the wrestling world, must see an awful lot in Buddy Landel, Nature Boy Buddy Landel, or he would not have brought him on national TV and shows him off as coming out of the J.J. Dillon camp. That's a lot of prestige for this man.
One thing that Buddy Landel will have to do, though, is contend with a very fast Keith Larson. Twice now, the body slam, and down goes Buddy Landel, and wisely retreats to J.J. Dillon, who called timeout, which you can't do in professional wrestling.
He wants to have a word to talk it over with J.J. Dillon. He doesn't know what he ran into right here as Keith Larson comes out fired up.
Obviously, Buddy Landel really complaining to referee Tommy Young, saying that Keith Larson grabbed him by the trunks. The fans are not going to buy that, though. Buddy Landel was just a victim of some great body slams that time by the very fast Keith Larson. And, of course, the fans behind Keith Larson, 110% as Buddy Landel starts his attack once again.
And what an hour we've had so far. And, you know, we can hardly go through an NWA national television without saying something about the biggest controversy in wrestling right now, and that being between the NWA TV champion Tully Blanchard and the American Dream Dusty Rhodes. Dusty's had a lot of run-ins with him. A lot of things have happened. Many cases, the cause has been one baby doll. Now, maybe Dusty Rhodes should get baby doll confined some way in a cage, or even put her in a cage, maybe. Or in the case of a Dusty Rhodes, maybe we've seen him in a lot of bull rope matches. Maybe bull roper Magnum TA or his partner, Raging Bull on the outside. Confine baby doll somewhere.
You never know what's going to happen in that, of course, controversy. Now we see Buddy Landel locked up. He's in the black trunks, along with Keith Larson in the blue trunks. Buddy Landel continues now to punish Keith Larson. Landel whipping him into the ropes. Big elbow that time, Johnny. Looked pretty good.
Terrific elbow right on the button. Doesn't stay away from him. Is right on top of Larson with a reverse chin lock. And I'm sure that J.J. Dillon on the outside of the ring is well pleased with the showing that Buddy Landel is making.
Nature Boy Buddy Landel continues to hold on to that face lock, front face lock, and Keith Larson trying now to counter, using some strength of his own, working on Landel. You know, we talked about James J. Dillon. Usually when he aligns himself with a wrestler, it's one of the very best. Landel looking the other way.
And he gets there with a good forearm by Keith Larson. He's got him high in the air and over.
Keith Larson now with that rally of his. Let's see what he can do, Johnny.
What a match between these two. It's been back and forth since the word go. He runs into a couple of knees.
Buddy Landel wisely that time, and a big elbow. Down goes Larson, and that is it.
For three. And Buddy Landel, impressive win because Keith Larson is quite a formidable opponent. J.J. Dillon got to be pleased with our first look at his boy, Buddy Landel. Here he runs into a drop kick out of the corner. A big elbow from there, and he was able to hold out Keith Larson for a 3 count. The winner, Buddy Landel.
What incredible action we have had here today on Worldwide Wrestling, and one of the men that you saw a little bit earlier was this man, Arn Anderson, of course, cousin of Ole Anderson, and of course, obviously, by your techniques in the ring, you were in there to hurt somebody and to make a name for yourself.
You're absolutely right. You're exactly right. Now, first of all, Ole was supposed to be here tonight. I don't know what the problem was. Must have been bad weather. That's all I can tell you, because blood's thicker than water. Right here, you see me working a man over Anderson style. It's been too long around here since there was an Anderson around here to show people exactly what professional wrestling is all about. Now, I'm not doing anything flashy, Daddy, but I'm getting results. You see a man wiggling like a worm on that mat. That's wrestling right there, Daddy. I'm cracking his arm. I'm cranking. What do you finally hear? The final result. I quit. Get me out of here. Please get me out of here. Now, a while ago, I came out and I heard a big reaction for somebody called the Raging Bull. I don't know who this Raging Bull is or what he's trying to stick his nose in my business.
But as you'll see in just a minute, this little timid fella decides to stick his nose in my business. Right here, you don't stick your nose into Anderson's business, brother. They ran this place for 7 long years. And as you see, I do it just like an Anderson needs to have it done. Right here. Raging Bull's not raging right now. I don't look like a paraplegic, do I there, Mr. Announcer? Yeah,
Obviously not. Working over the Raging Bull.
Man would be tired, but hey, I hadn't even broke a sweat. Your big champion here, the hero of supposedly all these people here, where does he end up? Flat of his back, supine to the ceiling, and they toted him out. Now, there's a couple things I need to convey to you. Cameraman, get down on this upper body one time. Just scoot right down on this upper body. I want you to get a full view of this. Right here. You're looking at 245 pounds, Daddy, a cultured bulk. It's all positioned strategically. It's all looking just like it ought to look. And the main thing is, it's functional. So I tell you what, Rhodes, you're sitting at the top of the heap. TA, you're there somewhere. Raging Bull, you're there somewhere. Well, Daddy Rabbit, let me explain something to you. Double A's on the scene. I'm here from competition, and when that smoke all clears, I'm used to being king of the hill. You understand what I'm saying? So I usually just toss them all aside, take my place at the top, and that's that. So I'm going to get some respect around here, or I'm going to beat it out of you, and it's that simple.
Obviously, with the last name of Anderson, you're going to get plenty of respect.
You're exactly right, one way or the other, and it's been your pleasure, I'm sure. The bottom line is, this place is going to go back to being Anderson country, and I'm just a man. I'm the youngest Anderson. I'm the best-looking Anderson, and this was just the calm before the storm. Right when you thought it was safe to go back in the ring, where does it come from? The biggest and the best-looking is right here. It's been your pleasure.
Okay, we'll see you next week on the very best in professional wrestling, the NWA and Worldwide Wrestling. For Johnny Weaver, I'm Tony Schiavone. We'll see you next week. Worldwide Wrestling is a presentation of the JCP Sports Network and has been furnished to the station for broadcast at this time in exchange for commercial consideration.